Welcome to the Country Castle and welcome to part 2 of our 1905 Victorian home tour. In our home, we actually have 2 staircases. We have the front staircase, which is more grand. We actually have a mirror in our staircase that came from the governor's mansion in Iowa back in the 70s. I'm not exactly sure when it came, but the previous owner of our home was able to get his hands on this beautiful massive mirror, which is such a statement piece in our stairwell. We also put a tapestry up there, which really helped draw your attention to just sheer magnitude of its beauty. And we also put in the chandelier. We also have a back staircase. This is the one that you enter in from the kitchen. Both staircases, if you want to go to the front of the house or the back, it's just really nice to have both. We moved in, the back staircase was dark and just seemed very dingy, more like a utility staircase. And I really wanted to make it beautiful. So I painted the stairs and its risers. I added a little cream stripe. I love a beautiful staircase. I also love the fact that when I keep my door open from my kitchen, that the staircase looks beautiful as well. I created a gallery wall. So we are gonna go upstairs and tour the rest of the house. Also, stay tuned for the end of today's video because I have some bonus footage sharing a peek of our attic, which is the 3rd floor of our home. This is the 2nd floor of our home. A really cool fact about our house is back in the 30s, it was actually 4 apartments. One apartment was on this side, these 2 rooms. Actually, these 3 rooms were adjoined by having a doorway cut into the wall so that it could be one full apartment. And then these 2 rooms on this side were an apartment as well, and then they would share the bathroom at the end of the hall. And then back in the 70s, when the owner that we purchased the home from got the home, he and his wife restored it back to a family home. So we've got all of the beautiful things that they put in, wallpaper, but we have added our own little touch. I also have to point out the numbers on the doors. I threw everybody off during our historic home tour last year. We opened up our home for people to see it. I thought it would be so great to put numbers on all of our doors because I feel like I run a hotel and that it was very appropriate to have the numbers on the doors and also the restroom plaque and the office plaque. And I had everybody asking about the numbers because they thought they were original to the home. And I told them, I said, no, I got those on Amazon. This is the hallway. It's big and spacious, and this is where our bedrooms are. This is the 2nd bathroom, one of 2 in our house. And when we first moved in, this bathroom was pretty outdated. It had one small little sink and a kind of a wooden piece of furniture next to it that acted as a counter. It just kind of was outdated. We were so lucky to have the clawfoot tub. So I kind of went ahead and repainted the floor. The floor is actually cement. So I repainted the floor, put baseboards in, and a molding detail trim, which is this one here. But gratefully, we already had this beautiful wallpaper. So it was just a matter of putting some fresh touches in here and creating a better functioning bathroom that had a larger sink and a counter on each side, which we actually did not have before. And this is the most used bathroom in the house. This is the upstairs bathroom. All of our bedrooms are up here. So Most of the bathing and the washing up and the brushing of teeth, they all happen up here. Making it a very functional space was really, really important. I got this old dresser from a friend in her storage unit, and I found a counter to go on top, and then it was just adding the details of some open shelving, some beautiful touches where you could hang your towel, and replacing the light to have a beautiful chandelier. Now it feels like we come into a spa when we come bathe in here, where before it was just like trying to get in and get out because it was gross. And now it's beautiful and it's fresh and it's clean. And it's one of my favorite updates that we have done to the home. This room is my two little boys' room. I have my son Teddy, who's 9, and my other son, who's 5. So this is a perfect room for them to share. I call it the Starry Sky room because we put stars all over the ceiling, and I really wanted to go with a more playful but sophisticated feeling in this room with the paint. The paint is light blue by Farrow & Ball, and the trim color is Cord by Farrow & Ball as well. I love Farrow & Ball colors. You will often hear me refer to my colors in my house from Farrow & Ball because the colors are so rich but also sophisticated, and I just usually always gravitate towards that kind of a feel when it comes to paint. One of my favorite things about this room is that this bunk bed fits perfectly in this space. It is a very small room. In fact, the window perfectly is centered over the bed with the style of this bunk bed with the stairs going up on the side, because as you can see, one side of the wall is a little wider than the other side, but I've done my best to get the correct proportions of symmetry, and sometimes that's hard in an old home. We have this open walk-in closet concept for them, and it works really well, and I just overall love this room. It gets beautiful light, and it's just a perfect fit for a little boy's room. The sponsor of today's video is Kingdom of Wow. In the winter and fall months, especially in our cold Victorian home, it doesn't keep the heat as well. I have so much tile and a lot of wood floors, and so I am always looking for the perfect house shoe to wear around the house, but I want it to be cute and comfy and warm. Those are my top 3 criteria, and I found Kingdom of Wow. They have different styles. They are a leather sole with a New Zealand wool bamboo yarn, and they are just so lovely. I cannot get enough of these. I know that I'm absolutely gonna love wearing these all winter and fall, and check them out. Everything is linked below. This is a perfect addition for those cold winter days where you want to stay warm and snuggly and cozy inside. You see me in this room probably the most. This is where I get my little baby Sophia ready, and because she needs more help getting ready, she is the only one out of my children who really relies on me for that. You see me in here the most, kind of tidying up and getting her dressed, and I love this room. This has become Sophia and Franny's room, and everything in this room just has a perfect function. The rooms aren't very big, but we're fortunate to have closet space, which you don't always get with an old home. Each of my kids will share a dresser, and we also do storage bins underneath their beds if we need additional storage for some toys, dolls, clothes, things like that. But overall, this is probably one of my very favorite rooms. For Sophie's bed, we have an antique day bed, and it has worked perfectly for her little small size. She can get on and off it just perfectly. And for Franny, we just have a single bed, which is perfect for her. And we just recently got her this new bedding, which is from Target, and Sophie's bedding is from Target as well. And the color in here I wanted to show you because it is actually the same color as my living room. The color is called Ethereal Mood from Sherwin-Williams, and I love this color. And the trim color that goes with it is Shadow White by Farrow & Ball. It's either shadow white or shaded white. There are two colors, but I love them both because they are just a rich white without it being a bright white. This room is my teenage daughter's room. This room we call the marigold room because it just feels so bright with the orange and yellow wallpaper, which I failed to mention. All of this wallpaper was here in the home when we bought it. And we're so fortunate to have such beautiful restoration of our home. In the 70s, when Ted and his wife, the previous owners, they restored it back to a family home, and they sourced old, beautiful wallpaper to showcase in all of the bedrooms. So we were really fortunate to have such beautiful things already in our home. We have just painted the walls around it to complement the colors better. So this is Joa White by Farrow & Ball, and the trim color is Sherwin-Williams Swiss Coffee. But I really felt like it just pulled this wallpaper and just harmonized it with the wall really nicely. It fits two twin beds really beautifully. And you can also put a queen or a king in here as well. So down the road, this room will probably shift and change depending on the seasons of life and who's living at home. But for now, every single room in our house has 2 people in each room. So it actually fits our family perfectly. Next is our bedroom, and as you can see, this room is actually gets the least amount of light. It is an east-facing windows, which we get light in the morning, but during the afternoon and the later evening, it definitely is the darkest room in the house. But this is our space. We are smushed in between all the kids, and I love that all of our bedrooms are upstairs because I can easily hear my children and get to them if they need me in the night. And I feel like I know where everyone is. So this is where we sleep. We do have a closet. It is a small closet. As I mentioned before, old homes don't really have big closets, but we have our big dresser, which Jack and I share. And then we were able to thrift this beautiful wardrobe off of Craigslist, and it has been such a game changer for all of our clothes that we want to hang and for some additional storage. We also have this piece below our bed as well, and it acts as additional places for some clothes, shoes, and things like that. But overall, again, this wallpaper was here, but we painted it. I wanted it to feel like a French European feel. So we painted the doors, the trim, and all of the baseboards, and I feel like it just made the wallpaper feel so intentional in here. And I really loved how it turned out. I love my room. I love that it has this eclectic, old feeling to it. It just, for me, I love it. Next is my oldest son's room. I have my oldest two boys in here, Everett and Harry. And when we moved in, this room was just bright red. And I had this idea to kind of color drench it by painting all the moldings and all the doorways the same color. This color is Hague Blue by Fair & Ball. And another thing I did was I stenciled bamboo, gold bamboo on all of the walls to give it the feel of wallpaper, which is a great way to make your walls look like you have wallpaper, is just to use a stencil. I love doing this. I think it just turns out so beautifully. It would be considered the master bedroom. It has the balcony off of the front of the house where you can go out onto a little balcony. It is the largest room out of all the rooms. So for now, our boys share this room. They each have a full bed, which fits in here very comfortably, and it is really needed for their big, long teenager boy bodies. So we're really glad that this is able to hold full beds for them. But down the road, as kids move out and seasons change, this might become mine and Jack's room down the road. That's what we're hoping someday. And in that case, I'll probably redo the whole thing and kind of change it up a little bit. But this room turned out really well and I absolutely love it. And it fits these teenage boys and their lifestyle and everything they're doing perfectly. This is the last room in the house that I'm showing today on our home tour. This is where Jack does all of his work. He actually works from home. He is in sales, and we absolutely love the mood of this office. The wallpaper was here, but we just enhanced it by painting the trim gold and painting the ceiling and the upper quarter of the wall black, and just kind of giving it that moody feel. Jack really loves antiques. He loves like Western art, and all of that is reflected in what he has put in his office and like the special pieces that he has curated to go in here. And it's one of my favorite spaces. The kids come in here all the time to hang out with Jack and to watch something on his computer or to just talk with him. This is kind of a special space just because it's where people go to find their favorite person, and it's always Jack. Finally, I'm going to share with you the final bonus footage of our home. We are going to show you the attic. The attic space is an entire third floor. It actually has windows up there, and it has the top of the turret is up here as well. The purpose of this attic when the house was built back in the early 1900s was to dry their herbs and to dry meat. And so there are old ropes up there where they would hang meat to dry. And one day it is our hope to engineer a staircase to go up to the attic and make it a full third floor with 2 bedrooms and a bathroom. And so eventually that whole space will be renovated, and a part of this home We absolutely think it's a treasure and it definitely needs to be tapped into. It's like the untapped potential of this house is to create that magical third floor. Thank you for watching my video of our 1905 Victorian home tour. I love being able to make our spaces beautiful, especially my children's rooms where that is their own little world. And I hope that this inspires you to decorate your homes and create a beautiful atmosphere. And thank you again for watching today's video. Next week, I am posting a video about all the fall things that we have been doing, harvesting our pumpkins, decorating for Halloween. We have been so busy over here. So look forward to that. And again, thank you for supporting me, and I hope that you have a wonderful day.